What's going on, everybody? This is Chris Classic dropping a car vlog. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. If nobody tells me that God love you, Christ love you, and I love you as well. I'm praying for you guys. Hope you guys are praying for me. Make sure you subscribe to the Take It Home podcast, where I talk about professional wrestling topics, and I put up my matches as Classic Alpha, a professional wrestler of 13 years. Make sure you also subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. That is me and my wife's professional wrestling company that we will be taking back from the board. August 30th, Dyer, Indiana, Harold's private venue. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. They're $5 off, but there'll be $5 more at the door. Bars. Wrestling news. So the rumors are Gunther and Goldberg will be going at it soon. Most likely Night of Champions. Goldberg, obviously a Hall of Famer. One of the most toughest guys in WCW, one of them. One of the fastest rising stars as well. And when he signed to WWE, he had some good matches, then he's had some short matches, then he had some why are you here just to collect a check. We are in the collect the check era of Goldberg. Now, me being a fan, especially at a young age, I still like some of his matches and stuff like that, but we know what it's going to be like, right? As far as Saudi Arabia is concerned, Goldberg has been there a lot. I don't know if that's somebody that they request. He went against Roman there. He's went against Bobby Lashley there. He went against Undertaker there in that horrible match. Like two guys that I grew up watching and loving as wrestlers. Yeah, so looks like that's going to happen with Gunther. Sidebar. I know a lot of people are still reeling from Jey Uso losing his World Heavyweight Championship, and people are like, how dare y'all just take something away from Jey because y'all want Gunther and Goldberg. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I expected that Jey Uso's championship reign wasn't gonna be that long, and I was right. Look, I like Jey. I love his larger-than-life personality. I love Yeats. I love all of that, but I did not think he was going to be there for a long time. Same thing when he was the Intercontinental Champion. I do think that WWE is more invested with the previous champs that he took the belt from. He beat Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship, and then he wound up losing. He didn't have a long reign then. He didn't have a long reign with the World Heavyweight Championship neither. Now, I don't think it's anything. Now, let me say this. I don't work for them, so I don't know what's going on with certain things, but WWE has done things where, they listen to fans sometimes, and usually those reigns don't last long. Heck, a lot of Money in the Bank winner championship reigns don't last long. It's just like, they make it a here-down moment, honestly. So, as far as Jey, like I said, you have to enjoy it while it's here instead of trying to calculate how long it's going to be. Because if you were one of the ones who tried to calculate his reign and stuff, you probably didn't enjoy it like you should have. He's in the history books. Nobody can take it away. But I do think that Gunther is the bigger investment for them with certain things and everything like that. So, I'll say that. As far as Gunther and Goldberg, you guys know that they tried to fight each other one time. Then security stopped Goldberg, and then Gunther was just laughing and all of this other stuff. You also know that when Gunther was talking to Brett, he told Brett that his favorite wrestler was Goldberg. Now, if you guys don't know the history behind it, Goldberg gave a hard kick to Brett and gave him a concussion, and he wound up retiring. So a lot of people, they blame Goldberg for Brett retiring from wrestling, and then you can kind of tell that like Brett doesn't like Goldberg because of that. So that was funny, but still. You might be asking, why are they booking Goldberg against Gunther? I mean, because Goldberg, people still want to see Goldberg. Now, with Saudi Arabia, I do think that those are bigger, like, house shows. We've talked about this before. I'll be like, these feel like house shows or anything. It's like a WrestleMania house show for them because how they show out for them and stuff like that. Goldberg still gets chance in America, too. I also want to say that as well. I don't want to just be like, okay, well, they're going to boo him if it was in the States. Nah, I don't. Nah, it's definitely not that. People doing Goldberg chants, people are excited to see him and stuff like that. And just because some of us know that he has he's limited in certain things, and he's prone to either injure himself for certain things, I do think a lot of people still want to see him. He still has that aura of kick butt guy. I was gonna say the other word, but I'm trying not to curse too much. He still seems like a guy that'll still beat you up and all of that stuff. Now I know a lot of people want to talk about some of the fights he's had in the past, but still, I still think that he still has that tough guy aura that some of the other wrestlers don't have. For the most part, his matches have been short. We know why they've been short, but even then, like I said, I know a lot of people got mad when he came back that year in Survivor Series and he beat Brock in like a minute and 25 seconds. I know a lot of people was mad. I was happy. I was excited because it was unexpected, because Brock has plowed through, pause no diddy, a lot of the people there. He's plowed through a lot of the people. So for somebody to do it to him, and it's Goldberg, the guy who beat him at WrestleMania 20, it made sense. Just like even when Brock beat Undertaker's streak, a lot of people was upset with it and stuff. I was shocked. Obviously, I thought the streak was never going to be broken. But if you are going to choose somebody, I do think Brock would have been the guy, because Brock has beaten Undertaker a lot of times. So this goes into it with Goldberg and Brock. Now, Goldberg has tried to have matches that are longer, and sometimes they go bad, sometimes they just be fairly decent or whatever like that. But I do think that it'll be a decent match. Gunther, I'm not sitting here saying that Gunther doesn't wrestle fast-paced. Goldberg doesn't wrestle fast-paced, and I do think that a lot of people will, if they are slow-paced, it's going to be boring. Sometimes it's just not the case. It's just not the case. I remember when Goldberg and Brock faced each other at WrestleMania 20, people were booing them. And at first I was like, why are they booing? I actually enjoyed the match. The problem was, people knew that Goldberg and Brock was leaving. So I didn't know that because I was a fan and I wasn't in dirt sheets and stuff like that. But still, that was one of the things that was going on, was that both of them was leaving. That's why they got booed out the building. They did try to do technical stuff. They didn't need to, but still. Gunther and Goldberg, I think it'll be a fairly decent match. Doesn't have to be a long match. I think Roman and Goldberg, I think that was Goldberg's last match. Didn't really last long. A lot of people thought he retired then, but he wasn't. So we'll see. I mean, like I said, if Goldberg was signed to an independent promotion, people would buy tickets to see Goldberg. I know a lot of people going to talk about him, call him old, call him this and that, call him selfish, blah, 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 blah. But still, I do think Goldberg is still a draw that people still want to see. And I think I'm going to give Goldberg a chance like I've been doing against Gunther. Real quick, a lot of people are calling CM Punk a hypocrite because it seems like he is going to Saudi Arabia to go against John Cena at Night of Champions. Now, people are calling him a hypocrite because of a tweet that he had posted to The Miz. He said, go do something with a blood money covered you know what, you dork. I'm paraphrasing because I don't want to say it because it's very inappropriate. So people ran with the narrative that CM Punk does not want to go to Saudi Arabia because people call Saudi Arabia blood money. Obviously, there's issues there with certain stuff and certain standards that America don't rock with, especially modernized women and stuff. When they go over there, the women have to be covered up from basically head to toe. They can't wear the outfits they wear. Some of the women's rights, they're just starting to be open to for women driving and stuff. Women can only do certain things. So a lot of people call him blood money also because of the stuff that was going on there, the past stuff that was going on there. And I believe the first time they flew out there, some of their flights had to be held because there was something crazy. So a lot of people has called it blood money and stuff like that. Sami Zayn, he couldn't even go there at one point because he had like the Syrians, because he's Syrian, he has Syrian in his ethnicity, and he has some stuff on his tights that would be deemed dangerous to him at the time. But now he's there and people cheer for him. So it's definitely a lot of stuff that is going on with that. But yeah, it was definitely like a few things that was like, seemed like it was dangerous to some of the people. And then they have like strict rules and laws there. So I do know that a lot of people, especially if they weren't in WWE, they were very vocal about Saudi Arabia. Britt Baker and AEW talked about the blood money thing or whatever like that. And a lot of people was calling Crown Jewel blood money. So obviously the preconceived notion is that CM Punk does not want to go there because of money hungry, all of this other stuff going on. But now he's going to be there. So there was an interview a few days ago. He said he's never been So he's basically spinning it as in he's never went or whatever. So he's gonna go. Does it make him a hypocrite? Teach their own on that situation. Like the blood money thing would definitely make people feel a certain way or whatever like that. And like I said before, a lot of people feel a certain way about them going all the way to Saudi Arabia. I'm going to say it like this. Obviously, it's a risk to go there through certain things, but some of these people are legit wrestling fans. Like, they want to be there. They enjoy it. You know, you hear them clapping. You suck. You suck and stuff like that. Like, you guys have worldwide fans out there. And, you know, WWE is a business. They're paying them to go out there and doing events and stuff like that. They did King and Queen of the Ring last year with Nia Jax and stuff like that. And they're going to go there. And I don't think it's a deal that's going to be broken anytime soon. But you do have some people out there that do want to see WWE. And they don't have the funds to fly to the States or other areas to see it. So you see that WWE is going places. And they're going to continue to do those kind of things. I heard wrestlers have an option to go out there. If they want to go, they can go. If not, then they don't have to. But obviously there's going to be rules that they would have to abide by. That's almost any country, any place that the laws may be different or whatever like that. And it's just like, if you want to be in there, you have to do what they ask and stuff like that. You know, that's why they say don't do nothing crazy overseas, because you're at mercy and liberty and consequences of what they do out there. So Punk going out there, I do think that it would eventually happen. Honestly, I don't know, it's about a contract. Like, if he wants to go out there, maybe somebody like changed their mind. And, you know, I do want to say that it's okay to change your mind sometimes when it comes to certain things, right? Maybe somebody has talked to you, or maybe you feel like I have a clear head, or maybe you're in a company that, you know, maybe you're in that company now. You know, sometimes when you're in the opposite company, you're going to promote your company over that because this is where you're at and you're not over there. But now you're over there, so you're going to say and do certain things. Eventually, I do think this is going to happen. Do I think that, like, he's a traitor or whatever like that? He has no allegiance to me. He has no alliance to me when it comes to certain things. There's a lot of wrestlers that say one thing and then they also do another. You know, it's just a part of the business. But that's what I wanted to speak about. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. What do you guys think of Gunther versus Goldberg? And what do you think about Punk's comments and even him going to Saudi Arabia to go against John Cena? Let me know. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.